So, Jeff, please do share like what exactly is a channel champion and what roles and responsibility that person holds. What exactly is the work?
Yeah, so basically they're a small business, micro entrepreneur, and they would be responsible for building that channel. And because of our revenue model and the shop type ability to share commissions and referral fees, they're going to earn money based on their activity, based on the revenue of their channel. And we think that they're going to earn somewhere between 5 and 10% of the channel's revenue, at maturity. Depending on their action, because obviously direct commissions are higher paying than referral fees, but if you build a big channel that has millions of people, those referral fees can be quite significant. And our goal is to have, as I said, 30 channels, and each channel doing 5 million in revenue. So for these channel champions, it could be a $250,000 or $500,000 a year business, work from home business. So, what do they have to do to earn that? I guess there's 4 functions. The first is start posting relevant content on your channel.
Okay.
Because we want to demonstrate what it's about, so that if somebody comes, whether they be a co-seller, a vendor, or anybody comes to Althealth or goes to your channel, they immediately understand what's going on here. So we're asking our channel champions to post, 1, 2, 3 pieces of content per day. They could be their own content that they create, or it could be third-party content that they repost that they think is of interest to that community. So that, that creates a little bit of momentum, creates traffic, and also, again, establishes sort of a editorial tone so people understand, what it's about. Their second job is really to help us curate the products that are relevant to their channel. Make a list of what you want to sell. Help us figure out who the vendors are and who the point of contact, who is the director of sales for this company that sells that product.
Yeah.
And then we'll go get them and onboard them and go through that process. And so once they have products to sell, then the third function is to co-sell. So start co-selling, start demonstrating to your community what co-selling is and how you do it, and so on. And then that brings us to the 4th function, which is recruiting other co-sellers. People who have, large followings, who are bloggers or YouTube creators or TikTokers or Instagram, it doesn't really matter. People who have large followings, we've got one fellow right now, he's a fitness instructor with over 58,000 followers on Facebook. And he can now sell products from Althealth to his community. So trying to attract customers one at a time, it's going to take forever. But if we find the people who are already publishing content about that topic and are struggling to try and figure out how to monetize that content, we provide them with a whole new revenue stream that's, bigger commissions. I mean, our commissions are 10 times the size of Amazon. And you got 4 times the chance of getting paid, because we don't just pay on the last click. So that should be a pretty good opportunity for these people. And so the channel champion fulfilling those 4 functions will ultimately hit the kind of numbers and success that we think they can.
Awesome. So what are the projections that you're thinking about? Like you said that you have 8 or 9 channel champions already in the ecosystem.
That's right.
What are we targeting? What are we targeting? When we want to complete?
My ultimate goal is 30. But to tell you the truth, we could have 330. I mean, it's just software. So if the demand is there and the interest, I mean, think of these like Facebook groups. Anybody can throw up a Facebook group and, whatever the purpose is. I'm just kind of organizing it because we tried to identify topics, that had a huge audience, that there's lots of people struggling with these issues and they need some kind of help. And then secondly, that there's solutions for them. Some health issues have no solutions, and it's hard to sell stuff and make money if there's no solution. So, we're looking at the kinds of solutions that are available. And then, then it's just like any other business. You got to put your head down and make it happen. Each one of these channel champions has the chance to build a business. And, we're just giving them this opportunity. It doesn't cost anything. You just have to put a little effort in. So 30 channels, we'd like to think that each channel can do 5 million in revenue. So that's $150 million business at some point. I'm not saying day one, but maybe year 3 or maybe year 5, we'll see. I mean, I'm attracting channel champions faster than I thought. I'm at 9, and I don't know. I said 30, by sometime in 2023, but I don't know. We'll see where we are.
I don't doubt, Jeff, that you're going to end up with a lot more than 30. Because also remember, we're talking about now more recently the offline as well, because people are living in a zip code and I need to go see a chiropractor and I find them through Althealth and I connect offline. Or if I find somebody through my friend who says, hey, go to this guy over here or gal, because they're good, 2 zip codes away, whatever that is. Again, it's a hyper local need, right? I'm here physically somewhere and I need physical help, right? This is real stuff.
You're right.
It's not...
You're right. One of the channels that we're sort of kicking around is something called environmental health. And it's, everything to do with your home and work environment, like healthy. So, water filters, air filters, issues with mold toxicity. Some people are concerned about radiation and Wi-Fi and, all that sort of stuff. So, articles and content about that topic, but also all of the products. And that's hyper local. Like if you got mold in your house, you got to find a contractor within your zip code. The fact that I've got somebody here in Toronto and you're living in LA, like it doesn't help you. So aspects of this business will definitely be hyper local. Frankly, that's harder from a startup perspective, just because you got to get into the weeds and find all these local businesses. Whereas, dealing B2B with these vendors, like Body Solid is our fitness vendor, it's one-stop shopping. We get a lot of relevant products with one person, as opposed to trying to find many, many, many. Eventually we'll get there. It's just only so much you can bite off at a time.
That's true.
Yeah, I think we're also shrink wrapping this small business in a box so that people can come and say, okay, I can do that and I can make this much money. And here's the training I might need, and here's the people I might connect with to do, all the rest. I think that over time, this is really a platform in that sense.
Ahmed, on that point, I actually meant to show Kratika. I don't know if you're familiar with our store program. So here's you talk about business in a box. So I'm just going to share with you. One of our vendors is, I mentioned, Body Solid. So, here's a product of theirs, just as an example. We talked before. So that's this bench, and it's Body Solid. But what we created for them is a influencer hub. So this is content that's relevant to their community, and it's their influencer hub. They apparently have over 2,000 ambassadors. And then their ambassadors can come here, and with one click and uploading, it's like setting up a Facebook page, they can have a store. So here's one of their guys. This is Caesar. He's a fitness instructor in Miami. He has over 58,000 followers on Facebook who pay, $60 a month subscription. Well, he's now able to curate fitness products from Body Solid's catalog, and his following now can come and click and buy or click and share. And so he now has a decentralized sales force.
Wow.
So we've also created a hub, for ourselves. That one is for Body Solid and their ambassadors, but we could offer stores to anybody, and anybody can have a store. I actually set one up to see how easy it was. And I set up our demo store and with me as the shop owner. I figured if I could do it, anybody can. But the point is, Amit said, it's a store, it's a business in a box. So if you're Caesar and you're broadcasting on Facebook, we can put his courses on Althealth in his store, and he can curate from our catalog any products that he wants to sell. Yeah. And now he has a direct line with 30-40% commissions, no overhead, no cost, and he's in business like that. Out of a box.
That's so awesome. That's so amazing to be able to do this and so easily. I mean, I think you showed us 2-3 clicks and you're done. You have your own store.
Yeah.
I like to tell people that they can use 99 times the clicks that they can use to earn, not 4 times. You know what I mean? It's like any click out of the 100, pays them up.
Yes, I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
So thanks, Jeff. Thanks so much for such an awesome update. And it's so wondrous to see the last time we talked about, and right now with the store setup and all the channel champions coming in, I think it's gonna hit your target before you expect it. I'm pretty sure about that.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, listen, like everything else, there's been bumps along the road, and this takes longer, and we made a mistake, and we had to learn, and so on. So, I would have liked to have been at this point maybe 3 or 4 months ago, but when you think that we launched in January and some 9 or 10 months later, not 9 months later, we're at this point where we're really ready to start generating income, opening up new channels, offering just about anybody stores. I figure there's 1 million Caesars in North America between chiropractors and physiotherapists and personal trainers and osteopaths, and I mean the list goes on, and they can all have a store, and it's basically no cost to them.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks so much for a wonderful talk.
My pleasure. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.